Today on Commonly Good MTG, we're playing Delney Slasher 2.0. This is an Orzhov deck, which means we're focusing on black and white cards. And it's going to be putting out Delney, who is creatures you control with power 2 or less cannot be blocked by creatures with power 3 or greater. And if an ability of a creature you control with power 2 or less triggers, that ability triggers an additional time. And guess what we got? A bunch of dudes with powers 2 or less that we need to trigger off 2 times. If that sounds interesting to you, then stay tuned to find out more. Hello and welcome to Uncommonly Good MTG. I'm your host, a person who has woken up more than 10,000 times and still isn't used to it. Dr. You Can't Suck Yet. Yes, thank you. Film before a live studio audience. Thank you so much. You Can't Suck Yet. Word to your mama. So I'm broadcasting to you today from my secret underground headquarters, and I'm bringing to a deck I found over on the Aether Hub, boasted by whoguess. It's what he refers to as Orzhov Delney Slasher 2.0. I just put Delney Slasher because we could tell this is an Orzhov deck. And yeah, I'm thinking this thing's got the chops. I think it looks pretty good. What I liked is he's got a description on it. Anytime somebody puts a description on there, it makes me interested in how the game plays. It means that there's something going on. Like this guy thinks there's something worth writing about. And whoguess does a good job of putting descriptions on his stuff. So what we're focused on, obviously, with Delney is doubling the effects of the creatures that we have that have powers of 2 or less. And if we look at them, it's 2 or less, 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 2 or less. All of them, man, are 2 or less. And so that's what it is. If we're going to make them lose half their life, we're going to make them lose half their life and lose half their life again. If they're going to lose twice as much life as they would lose another twice as much life. So it's just an insane-osaurus amount of stuff going on with Delney. If someone's got Delney out, you got to kill that thing, because Delney is the middle of a combo that you will not survive the hurricane of. That's what I'll tell you. All right, so there we go. Let's get to taking a look at what we'll do is we'll take a look at the cards. We'll talk about what this deck does. And then we'll go out and we'll crush some hopes and dreams. All right, what do we got here today? We got Elspeth Spite, which I was called Spite, but it's Smite, which deals 3 damage to target attacking or blocking creature, but it will exile things, which is great because sometimes you just got to exile stuff. This will protect your guys from a particular color. It gives them hexproof, and they cannot be blocked by things of that color. Iridescent Vinelasher, you can make bebes. Anytime a land comes into the battlefield, or your lands come in, you deal 1 damage to target opponent. So you can get out, let's just say, we have 4 of them, which means you potentially have 8 of them out, which means you put out 1 land, you're doing 8 points of damage. You mix that with Delney, that's potentially 16 points of damage in a turn. That is fantastic. That's not going to happen. You can't, you're not going to get all 4 of these guys probably. And turning them all in their babies at the same time, yeah, that's a little hardcore, but still, maybe. Creature enchantment or planeswalker kill. This guy returns creatures from the graveyard back to your hand. This one does a little card, hand hate. What does this do? Life gain, and opponent loses life, and death touch. We already talked about Delney does. Enduring Innocence draws you cards. Unstoppable Slasher loses half their life anytime you deal damage to a player. And if it gets killed, it just comes right back to the battlefield with a couple of stun counters on it. Bloodletter says anytime an opponent would lose life, they lose twice that much life. And over here, we've got stuff for helping out Iridescent Vinelasher. It's Fabled Passage. So you drop it for 1, immediately sacrifice it, go get another land, makes another land drop, which means you get 2 points out of every Iridescent Vinelasher. So if you got that mixed with Delney, that means you're going to get 4 points of damage out of every Iridescent Vinelasher you have in the battlefield, which is insane. All right, got some man lands. We got some deserts to do a point of damage, and some semi-fast lands, and that rounds it up. All right, so what are we going to do? We're going to get our guys out. We're going to try to keep them alive with Skrelv a little bit. keep at them with things like the bat, gain enough life to hopefully be able to get everything else in our deck going, which is laying out a bunch of Iridescent Vinelashers, hopefully dropping lands as bombs, doing tremendous points of damage, using things like Bloodletter of Aclazotz and Delney to maximize the amount of damage that we're doing with Iridescent Vinelasher. Between all that, hopefully we got enough to finish them off. All right, so that's it. Before we go out and do our damage, though, let's do as we do every night. Let's say our prayers and talk about what is best in life. Hands together. Dear Black King Toxrill, who dwells within the dark chambers of my heart, please hear my prayers and grant your blessings as we attempt to crush our enemies, see them driven before us, and to hear the lamentations of the women. All right, we're playing against tamini. All right, cool. I mean, more mana would be great with all of these slashers. That's fantastic. Keep. This guy's playing very aggro. Funny part, whenever I play otter aggro, it never works out well for me. At least I didn't think so. It could be that things have gotten a lot better. Maybe they're making tighter decks now. I'll tell you what, we're going to throw out this guy, doing our damage. We're going to go ahead and Deep-Cavern Bat because looking at his hand will always be a great advantage. All right, get rid of the crab. And in for one. I think I might just put up both of the Vinelashers in straight up. I mean, I could get 4 if I wait a little bit, but oh, I really want to wait. Yes, I do. Taking some damage. All right. One out. Drop the second one. Let's put out Elas at this point. And he doesn't have anything going on. He wants to block with that auto. It's fine with me. Our last might just have to chump something. That's disappointing to a certain degree. All right, you're out of mana. 1, 2, 3, all the way across. Put out that baby. And drop a land. I don't have anything in my graveyard to bring back, so the missionary just needs to stand around. Can't put another last hat because I already got one out there. That's cool if we lose it. Another one. Sweet googly people. Crabbing up. Those are the 2. No tax. I'm sorry, Elas the older. You've been touched with the icky finger. So you get to go to the graveyard. While you've been replaced by a pure one. I'd really like to draw land on my next turn. That would be fantastic. A Fabled Passage would be even better. Well, that's just wrong. Alright, that's fine. We're just slowed the game down is all we're really doing. We might be able to win this thing. We can only block one. Oh, we got it. I can't believe it. You gonna bounce one back? Don't counter, that's all I can say. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom, boom. Let's do it again. Boom, 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 bitty boom. Ha, ha, ha. There we go. Victory! I played against Rickinator 9. 2 mana. And if you get, I can play a lot. Just need a third and then lastly a fourth. All right. Keep. This is usually the kind of 2 mana hands, so I never get another mana again, and that's disappointing when that happens. Oh, we got something. All right, that spider is... This is the guy that I have to worry about. Yeah, God, his hand is full of so much awesome. All right, we're just going to go for it this way. I mean, I love Iridescent Vinelasher. I love putting them out for with a baby, but I don't have any more lands coming up, and that is a disappointing thing. Let's put out the baby. But I really just like if he actually ends up being able to play the Meat Hook Massacre against me. What do these things do? Delirium? They're not at that point then. At the beginning of your intercept, they're 4 more. Each one is sacrificed a non-land permanent or discards a card. Then deals damage equal to the power to each opponent who do not sacrifice. Oh, that is fantastic. Just keep it going, keep it going, keep it going full steam. Kill roots. 3 mana, switch out to Slasher. And all in. I mean, he's getting back 4 per turn. That's not great. But the thing is, if he doesn't do something great for us, right, himself right here, Bloodletter's coming out next turn. Ooh, except I don't have enough. No, I got 3. I got 3 black. Which means Unstoppable Slasher will kill him. No matter how much he's got. He needs to keep it back is what he needs to do. Ooh, he did stay back. Good for him. We'll full black. All right, you got to block the slasher. You got a lot, man, but the thing is you can only kill. You can make what? It costs you 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can make me get rid of one guy. And we win! Victory! All right, playing against USAgamerrr. Smoke! Look at that! I do not have enough lands, though, to make use of it all, but we will do what we can. Oh, ho, ho, ho. All right, let's go after, let's do the bat. I don't know, man. Let's just take the angel. All right. All right, lay him down for 1. Put out a nice Skrelv. Fabled Passage, 2 points. Pop this. We'll grab a black. Black seems to be we need more multiples of. And in for 1. All right, Delney, you are coming up. Hopefully it doesn't have any more direct damage. That would be a bad thing. Nice. Let's go for full 3 on this guy. And we win. Boy, this deck does not like to be played against. Victory. All right, we're playing against Brewkid FTP File Transfer Protocol. Keep. I'll play this just to get it going. We do need a couple of whites, though, if we want to get out the glimmer. You never know, we might get the Iridescent Slasher. I think it's fantastic in a deck like this. I bet this dude's playing Roots. Let's see if we can go steal from this guy's hand. All right. 1 mana of any color. Fly, 1 mana of any color. And a dude that chomp a chewy chomps. Let's just grab that guy. I gotta tell you, I'm starting to feel kind of dinosaur-y again. We haven't seen a good dinosaur deck in a while. That's because they're sort of boring. But it's been a while. Ooh, let's just go for his hand again. So it's good to soften him up early. Alright, so he's got little tiny dudes. Nothing big. We got his big boys here. They have reach, right? Alright, we're gonna have to play this, and I need a black mana, unfortunately. Alright, and here we go. Alright, so to deal with my slasher, she's got a big old 3-butt. What are you doing? You're spelunking? You're entering. That guy's a problem. All right, he'll have to give it up now. Because otherwise he just dies. Because the Unstoppable Slasher is a force for complete evil. I mean, you can keep jumping her, I guess. Nice. Let's go for the full meal deal here. Double up. Of course, I don't have any land for it. And, up, all in. He's got to keep jumping the slasher. I think we pretty much got him next turn. I'll tell you, we're just chump. All right, you got 2 cards in your hand. What are you going to do? Nothing, something, nothing. Wiping the board would be really bad. I mean, he doesn't have those colors, though. All right, can't block flying. There you go. This is your deal. You don't like that guy. All right, so we only took away 2 that time. And we win! Winner! Victory dinner! I'm playing against JALM. All caps. JALM. No black in here. We'd have to play with that. Is that really what we want to do? All right, let's keep it. I hope we could pull a black mana. That's the deal. I'd really love to get a black mana. Didn't get it. We're just going to have to do it this stupid way. This goes against attacking or blocking creatures. We'll have to keep that in mind. We trick or treat. Trick or treat. Eat your pie, lady. All right, 3 mana. Let's go after his hand a little bit. Let's see what we got going on. All right, he can just get it back by blowing this taco stand. I'm not particularly a big fan of it. I got to see if we can get rid of that something else we got up there. Because he can kill anything I've got. That's the problem. I got to get him to waste it. There we go. Sweet googly people. Anyways, I'll take this. Alright, fine. We'll drop it for 1. This is going to take 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we win. And we win! Suck it, JALM! Suck it! Alright, playing against Pack Monster. Pack Monster. Pack Monster. Bump, bump, bump. That's Nintendo, isn't it? Bump, bump, bump. Alright, now what should do for 1? Let's turn off the Mole Man. These are some slow lands. Alright, let's just do some damage while we can. Love getting this guy out with a duo pack, but unfortunately, we need to do what we're doing. Let's see. I need more black, probably, is the way to go. Yeah, let's put out a little Elas. And all in for 1. Nice job. 3 points from the Vine Slasher. The Vine Lasher. There we go. Ooh, we can pay full meal deal for this dude. And lay it down. 3 points straight up. Yeah, this guy looks like he's going to try to do something. Let's just see what happens here. Nothing. He's not going to do anything. All right, cool. Yeah, if I just put down more lands from now on, I'd be happy. Delney would be great. And we win! Suck it, suckerfish! Suck it! Alright, so here we are with Delney Slasher 2.0. Yeah, I got this thing. It's at 100% win rate. 100%. I played it both casually, and when I realized that I was playing it at 100% there, I switched over to ranked. 100% over there. So I probably played 5 games in each, probably a total of 10 games, and I never lost. Never lost. In fact, so many of the games, probably at least half of them, people just sort of gave up. You know, that was the thing. You playing casual, a lot of times people will give up when they see the writing on the wall way early. So you move over to ranked. And if you want people to kind of fight for a little bit harder, I was seeing people just give up big time in ranked. Like they're just like, nah, this is never going to happen. So I don't know about this deck. It doesn't seem like the best. I mean, how I say it doesn't seem like it should be the best deck in the world, only because it's not on any of the lists. Yet I couldn't lose. I could not lose with this deck. I don't think I played it against any aggro red. I did play against Otter. Is it Otters? That was kind of aggro to a certain degree. Yeah. This thing really likes to lay in on the Iridescent Vinelashers, which is funny because there's only 4 of them in here. We're not specifically doing a lot of card draw or anything, but those guys were coming out a lot. Plus, we got the Unstoppable Slasher Bloodletter of Aclazotz combo. You know, that just finishes somebody off no matter how much life they have. Altogether, it was a great one. I think Delney being added to it is a fantastic thing, just because you get the doubles out of everything. Elas getting double, Deep-Cavern Bat getting double. The Phyrexian Missionary returning 2 guys back from the graveyard. Skrelv. I don't know. I think I tried to use Skrelv with Delney out. It didn't do anything. But anyways, yeah, the doubling of what's going on here is just incredible. Really, really, really good. All right, so let's get to it. Who was the MVP, the most valuable player? I'm going to give it to Delney. I'm going to give it to Delney in this case, just because everything in this deck was good. Iridescent Slasher was probably my favorite. But still, when you mix Delney into it, everything ramps up. Doing twice as much. Like Unstoppable Slasher, they lose half their life and half their life again, leaving them roughly with what, like a third or something like that of the life that they were going to start off with. Or is it a quarter? I don't know. That would require math, and I gave up on that a long time ago. It's Delney is what really makes it happen. I can see we don't have 4 in here. We got 3. But that's the thing. When you got a legendary creature, yeah, absolutely. You don't want to put 4 in because you don't have to have all these Delneys in your hand duking it out over who wants to come out. I mean, I guess if people are like shooting them all the time, that's great. The fact that we have 3 of them, that's the perfect number for a legendary creature in the deck. Yeah, this is a fantastic deck. Every card has a good place. The only one we can mess around with might be Elspeth Smite. Just because, what does this do? Exile it instead, huh? We could switch it out with something a little bit more blackish. Or we already got Get Lost in here. I mean, it's fine. I'm just pointing out where, where it's not perfect, let's say. Elspeth Smite's a little on the wiggly side. You could switch it out with something else you like. Skrelv is cool because it keeps your guys alive. Maybe you don't need to have 3 of them. All together, no, everything else is fantastic. You know, the only thing I'd say is possibly the lands were a little slow. I always have I think that whoguess loves the slow land deal. But see, this isn't slow. This one's fast enough, in my opinion. That guy is slow. This guy is slow. This guy is perfect for this deck. So it's these 6 right here. I might potentially swap out for something that isn't as slow as this. You could always go with regular lands. It's not that important. The man land's in there in case someone's wiping out all of your dudes and you just need to keep coming at them somehow in ways that can't happen. I always appreciate a good set of man lands. So then, and this does damage, singleton. It's just every once in a while we come out as a little slow and I want to be aggro with my opening hands, and if I can't do it, I get a little frustrated. All right, but the MVP is Delney, the Streetwise Lookout. Congratulations, Delney, you are going to Disneyland. All right, was this deck competitive? Yes, yeah, it was. Like I said, I was playing on the rank, and I could not lose. I could not lose with it. This is definitely a competitive deck. Was this deck fun? As you can see, it 1, 2, and 3. That is where it's all at. This is aggro bait, man. Lots of creatures. Not a whole lot of control, but we do have Get Lost and Elspeth Smite. We got some. This guy's an excellent blocker, even though I do like her to be around so that she can provide us with all of her wonderful other features that she provides. Yeah, no, I do. What I really love is getting out the Iridescent Vinelasher, doubling them up with Delney, throwing out a land, and having like 3 or 4 guys out and doing like 8 points of damage. That is so fantastic. Anyway, so yeah, this is a super fun deck. Absolutely. Top marks. Was this deck interesting? Yeah, it was interesting. Why is that? Because we're playing with Delney. Nobody's really playing Delney decks. whoguess loves Delney. I always forget about Delney. That's the thing. So I always appreciate it when I can go through whoguess stuff and we usually pick Delney decks again. And then we got Iridescent Vinelasher. When this thing first came out, oh, I loved it so much. But eventually you got to move on to something else. I keep thinking I want to do Iridescent Vinelasher with the Dryads. Hopefully that card's still within standard at this point. You know, the one that you pay X and you get such and such amount of lands in play. It's green. You'd have to go full Golgari on it. But man, you could drop like 5 or 6 lands at one time. And if you had out like 3 of these, let's say you did 5, that's like 15 points of damage in one shot. It would be fantastic. If you mixed in a little bit of Delney at the same time, oh, that would just be nasty, nasty pants. All right, lots of good things to do. Anyways, yeah, I think it's an interesting deck. I think it's got good synergy. I think it's an interesting mix of people. It's putting together Bloodletter and the Unstoppable Slasher. I dislike that because I don't like 0-turn kills where, if you see that and this guy comes out, if you don't block this guy, you automatically die. Being on the receiving side of that is disappointing big time. But I'm not going to pass it up when it's up to me to do it. I can tell you, I was not winning with this combo here. It was mostly the Iridescent Vinelasher that was killing people. All right, so there you go. Let's add this up. Was this deck competitive? Absolutely. Was this deck fun? Totes my goats. Was this deck interesting? Yes, sirree, Bob. All right, so let's make this into an A+ deck. And as I'm required by federal law to say, this deck is so choice. Would highly recommend you pick one up, should you have the means. All right, that's all for now. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like and subscribe. From all of us here in the secret underground headquarters of Uncommonly Good MTG, have a great day. See you next time, Space Cowboys. Later. I just wanted to bring this up. It was something that was interesting that was sent to me by a viewer. And it's a deck box made for, looks like Commander decks by a brand called Deck Duel. Price is like $16.99, which looks pretty darn good to me. The interesting thing is that it comes both like in a purple and black color as well as a red and black color. What's pretty cool is, your Commander decks are ginormous. This one's got a lot of little interesting pockets in it for holding on to things. Number one, it's got this little side pocket here where you can keep your Commander itself. This whole section here actually holds cards with sleeves in them. And then over on the side, we got a couple of other sections. It's got these little inserts to keep your dice on either side. And I don't know what these are for, like, you know, your token cards or something like that. If you take a look what we got, as you can see from the top of there, we've got the dice here, dice there, oversized cards, commanders, and nice size pleatherish boxes with like a felt or velour interior. Altogether, it looks like a pretty decent product. If you choose to take a look, I'll put the link down in the description below.